Welcome back to another episode of Improv Gaming, ladies and gentlemen. Joined by... Oh, wait, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Today, we are bringing you our Holiday Buyer's Guide, brought to you by Improv Gaming on YouTube.com. I am joined today by the best guys in gaming. To my left, I have the best cap in the business, Mr. Peter Anderson. And to my right, I have the biggest Zelda fan in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Mr. Jeremy Bird.
Biggest Zelda fan in the world, coming at you once again.
And I have the most fabulous ponytail in the business. It's been established. It's a fact.
It's the best.
I'm Nicholas De Jesus. And today we bring you this is our Holiday Buyer's Guide. Just in time for Black Friday, and just in time for you guys to knock over some shelves and beat some black people up. I didn't say black people. I did not say black people.
Screw that. You guys have fun with that chunk. I'm working.
Oh, God. How horrible is this Black Friday going to be?
Not bad. I'm not in retail anymore. Yes!
Oh, that's right. You lucky son of a bitch. You got out.
It's not going to be bad. Just because of online purchasing now. Because, yeah, we have Cyber Monday, but it doesn't start until... It starts Black Friday. They have the deals online. You don't have to go in the stores as much.
Yeah.
It's not as crazy as it was. Was it still crazy? Absolutely. But
I'm going to drop this one and start it off. Rumor has it that Target's going to have a Xbox One bundle with, I forget which game, for like $300 on... Like, it's an in-store value. I'm hoping it's going to transfer online, because if it is online, I'm going to buy that shit. If it's not true, then fuck, I'm not going in. Sorry, I refuse.
Yeah, which game was that? I remember reading
I saw that, and I'm like,
yeah.
$300 for Xbox One? Fuck yeah, I'll buy it in a fucking heartbeat.
You sure it wasn't Halo?
I think it's Halo.
You sure it wasn't? It might have been Halo. If it was Halo, yeah, absolutely. That's definitely number
That's
one
a win.
buyer's
For $300, definitely get that.
Definitely.
If it's online, I'll just grab it there, but...
Absolutely. So what do you have, Pete? What's your buyer's guide? What do you recommend for?
Okay, well, it depends on the kind of gamer you are. If you're looking for open world, I think starting open world, I would say Witcher.
You would say Witcher?
Hands down.
Definitely,
Okay.
I agree.
Is that how dense it is? Like, is it?
It's, you know what, you can get lost in that world, and the story's good. You could do anything you want. The combat's great. It's that fantasy element. Everything is just perfect. You know, CG Project Red, who's behind it, a Polish studio, does a fantastic job. They didn't even expect the numbers they did, and it's by far absolutely fantastic. Really a top contender for my personal game of the year, which I've said on the show many times. But
yes.
I think if you have to buy one game this year, Witcher. I mean, it gives you the hours of gameplay. You have the main quest, which takes you took me about 60 hours for the main quest.
That was really bothering me. I was like, really?
I wrote it down real quick, excuse me.
For this week's episode.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
I know, I get that. But it's got a great open world. It's a gorgeous game. The characters are great. I mean,
yeah, I've heard it's absolutely phenomenal in terms of
atmosphere and everything. It just draws you. When that sun is setting and you are riding Roach through the hills and valleys, that ambiance just catches you. So, for my personal thought for open world games, absolutely you should go with Witcher 3.
Since you and I did the Twitch, I definitely back up that recommendation, because that game was so much fun. Battling the Griffin at the first big battle, even though I can't figure out how to throw a friggin' firebomb at it, but still, it's such a good, engrossing game. I agree with you.
Now, do you have any other titles that you would recommend?
I have many. But do you guys have an idea for open world? I know you've been playing.
Yeah,
Fallout.
I've been playing Fallout 4.
Do you think that's contender for?
I think it's a contender.
And Metal Gear, you got to.
Well, yeah.
Fuck, I was gonna say Metal Gear, and you had to say it.
I think it's a contender because you have such a strong fan backing behind Fallout. You have such a strong fan backing behind Elder Scrolls as well, and the two are very similar, which I'll get into more later on this week. But the two are very similar in a lot of aspects. But I think it is a strong contender. Besides that, I think it's, compared to the other games, they've revolutionized Fallout as as it stands.
Yeah.
So they've done a lot of great things with the franchise that kind of bring it to the next level of gaming, or of open world gaming. That being said, it's a very dense game. So be prepared to sink a lot of hours into it when you're playing.
Like I said, if you want bang for your buck, that's why you go to an open world. It's just.
Well,
is it worth it? I mean, and you were thinking Metal Gear, you were saying, or?
well, actually, I changed my thought. I'm gonna go with my game of the year, Batman: Arkham Knight.
Batman Arkham Knight.
It's semi-open world. You do have to work through the story to get the other islands open in Arkham Knight, but just.
But that's like in anything. Witcher, I couldn't go into
Okay, I wasn't sure.
until I was level 20.
I wasn't sure, but
slaughtered.
literally, for what you get in Arkham Knight, the amount of content, the story that they put through. Yes, I finally beat the fucking game. Go me.
What'd you think?
It knocked my other game off for game of the year. It's gonna be my game of the year.
I think it won't be my game of the year. I just think for story, it's gonna be my story of the year.
Oh,
I think that story was fantastic.
So well done, even though someone on Instagram ruined a big scene for me because he put a scene up there. Right, I was getting that scene. He put the scene up online. I looked at my phone. I'm like, oh great, you ruined that for me, and then anything just blew me away.
It's been about 5 months. What scene are you talking about? Spoilers.
No. This is a buyer's guide for the holidays. Don't ruin it for the kids.
Just
don't ruin it for the kids.
I'll tell you when we get off camera.
I'll tell you what. Talking about kids, for parents who might be watching, what's a good kid game for holidays?
I can do that. The Wii U bundle of Smash Brothers and Splatoon.
Oh, now from what I understand, Splatoon is a phenomenal kids game.
That was going to be my contender for Game of the Year, but Arkham Knight just knocked off the pedestal.
I was going to ask you what.
Those are my top two running as of now, but Splatoon, I didn't know what to think. My story, very quickly, is I bought the game when I was amiibo hunting when it came out. I threw it in my console, and I've loved it ever since. They've constantly, literally, watch my Nintendo Direct review.
There's a lot of support. There's a lot of developer support.
Watch my Nintendo Direct reaction video.
YouTube.com/Improv Gaming.
Thank you. Because what I tell in that is that basically they're going to keep doing content up until the middle of 2016. That's not the end date, but they said that's how long they're going to keep doing the new content. 49 new outfits are coming out around the holidays. New weapons, 2 new levels. They constantly update it every couple of weeks. It's a simple story. It seems like a simple game, but it's so much fun.
And apparently the updates for Splatoon are very sought after. Like people wait for them, and they will sit by their console for that minute that the update drops.
They do, because
they can jump on and get all the new gear and play around with all their friends with all this new stuff. It's a phenomenal.
That was the one game that really raised the Wii U sales this year because everybody wanted to play.
Isn't this all without like player communication also?
Correct.
That's the other great thing about it is that you have the safety of not having to deal with creeps and people that are online to harass your kid or whatever it may be.
The thing is,
it's a very safe platform, and it takes all the great things about the games that we love and it paints it, pun intended.
Yeah,
for a child's enjoyment.
It's interesting you bring up that point because literally you start the game up, you go into the battle arena, and it's 4-on-4. It's 4-on-4, and in your team you have 3 other people. So literally they can work with you or they can work against you, but literally it's just you get 4. It's 4-on-4. It's just hours upon hours of fun. It's literally 2 to 5 minute matches. Literally just like
wow.
The object is not to kill your opponents. Everybody goes for kills. It's literally to cover the area in paint. It's turf war. Literally cover the area in paint. You get all these different weapons. You get missiles which can just shoot a huge tornado.
Yeah.
It's just I didn't know what to think of the game. I bought it. Highly recommend that game. And if you buy the Wii U bundle with Smash Bros, you get 2 of the best games of the year, which was last year. Smash Bros last year. Excuse me.
I would have to say for my kids' game, Mortal Kombat X.
That's a joke. Don't buy it for your children. He's joking.
I don't know what Mortal Kombat is.
Buy Black Ops for their kids.
We'll get into that. What I would think is Mario Maker, just for the simple fact is you can play great Mario levels, get them started if they're younger, if they're not as developed for a gamer. They can also create where they can get their artistic side into it. So I think Mario Maker is a great thing. I also think another fun game, Rocket League.
Yes, actually, yes. And I just started playing Rocket League. I played it the other day.
It's fun, right?
It's really fun, and especially when you get the hang of it and you understand how to use your rocket very well, it starts to become an extremely fun game. I was actually watching Rocket Leagues on YouTube, and I was like, these guys are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, the kind of things that they can do are phenomenal. Like taking your rocket and going up and smacking, like literally taking your car and smacking the fucking the ball without any problem. Like, these guys are absolutely phenomenal on Rocket League on YouTube.
Yeah, when we did
check it out.
when we did our Twitch before Evo, you should have watched the first 10 minutes because it was us like, what do we do? And then 3 or 4 games later, we're like, we finally figured out how we were.
And it's
It's like play with your friends. Don't play. Yeah.
Once you figure out how to use your rockets, the game completely
keeps
changes.
updating and everything.
The game
like that.
completely changed. I think for October 15th, they actually released the Back to the Future car, which is a nice nod.
I did that.
Yeah. I mean, the game is really great, and it's very friendly. Like, there isn't really a lot of aspects I would consider to be violence in that game at all.
Of course not. And it also brings up that friendly competition, that sports competition.
Yeah.
So that segues us into the sports games. What is the sports game that they should buy this year?
This is the part where I go to sleep.
I'll give you 2, Pete.
Let me hear them.
NHL 16 and WWE 2K16.
I will give you one, Madden.
Well, yeah, I didn't play Madden.
I think Madden, it's great this year because it adds so much to the offense. It keeps the defense. It's engaging. You always want to do those big plays, but it's high risk, high reward. You know, growing up, it's something where a father and son can play together and be together and playing. You have those Madden moments where just to relive the season. So, you know, the father and everything could say, oh, I remember that game when the Patriots came back and beat the Giants.
Don't.
By that field goal. You know, it's just great. But I do agree with NHL. 2K16, you got to sell me on this.
I like how I just like how, like, with the multiplayer, each person can play a different position, which they brought back. I was a fan of that. How, like, you go through the league to win the Stanley Cup, and then you go into defend the Stanley Cup mode. Mm-hmm. Oh, you got killed in that game. Just, like, the whole roster updates. You can create your own teams. Just...
You like apple pie?
Yes. Okay. I do like apple pie.
But yeah, like, if you're a hockey fan, definitely go out and buy NHL 16.
But you know what the thing with sports games are? They come out every year.
Yep.
But I want something that's a great collection of something. So what is the best bang for your buck, I think?
Best
well,
bang for
I
your
won't
buck.
give you best bang for your buck real quick, but I can do WWE 2K16. I like it because they revamped the game. It looks absolutely beautiful. You have all the same things, all the different modes. You have Undertaker mode. They actually had Austin mode, which, if you know me, I'm a Steve Austin fan. Just to have him in that game, literally. Have you played 2K16 yet?
No, I've yet to play.
Austin mode is literally you start out in the low ranks and you have to go through every single story, every single main point with Austin's career.
Like Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I would actually play that.
Oh,
and
every
I'm not
single...
a huge sports fan. I would actually play that.
And you can actually, like, change his pathways. Like, instead of, WrestleMania 17 where he teams up with McMahon and wins the title? Like, how he beat The Rock? You remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
So, like, how he turned heel, whatever. I had the chair, and it basically says hit The Rock, hit McMahon, and I smashed McMahon in the face with the chair instead and gave him a stunner.
Nice.
It's a new mode they added in. It's a lot of fun. You get all the NXT characters. That I'm really proud of. They actually put the NXT guys into 2K16 because I'm a huge fan of that. Like, if you ever say WWE or NXT, I watch NXT a lot more. But
so definitely for the wrestling fans, definitely.
It's a must. It's a must.
Because I think GameStop did slip with their little Black Friday deals, and I think you can get 2K16 for $40 on Black Friday.
35.
Is it 35?
Someone had a computer error, so it's 35 online.
30. So that's good.
Nice.
But also, what I think bang for your buck is the Uncharted collection.
Yeah.
3 great games.
Yeah.
Even though we're not fans of it, I will give you that.
I will give you that bang for your buck when we're talking about top or how much gameplay you're gonna get out of your dollar. I think the Uncharted collection. Not that I'm a huge fan of the Uncharted collection, but it is a fun title to play. I mean, needless to say, it is a fun title to play. The scenery is beautiful. The gameplay is good. I mean, it's a good game, and it's a hearty buy for the dollar you're spending on.
Yeah.
I also agree. I mean, it's just you got those 3 great games. I mean, Uncharted 2 is a classic. You play the original Uncharted. You have Uncharted 3, that plane sequence. Just so many great scenes. I mean, all fully HD, all 1080p. Absolutely. And you get, if you do it before December 13th, I want to say, you do get access to the beta for Uncharted 4.
Oh, nice.
Which is absolutely
That's
fantastic.
nice. That's even more bang for
There
your
you go.
buck.
You know,
That's nice. That's
you can
really
check
nice.
out the new, like you said, you can see the multiplayer trailer with all the cool effects.
So speaking of collections, what about the Halo collection? Would you recommend that?
Now that it's been out a year and they fixed all the bugs and everything, I would.
Okay.
You know, if you are a Halo fan, you know, if you don't have it already, but it's great. You have all
I didn't realize it was out of here. I thought it came
all
out
five
sooner.
games.
Oh, yeah.
You have Halo 1, 2, 3, ODST, and Halo 4. You have all those multiplayer
You can
maps.
just skip over ODST.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could.
Play Reach instead.
Don't play ODST.
But
do
it's-
you get Reach?
No,
get
you do
Reach
not get
isn't-
Reach.
Oh, of
Oh.
course, the good one. the great prequel they don't fucking put on
But
there.
it's definitely, that's going to be worth it, and it's not going to be as expensive as it was last year. And then on top of that, you have Halo 5. But that brings me to, what do you think the best shooter is to get? If you
The
are a
best shooter?
shooter, what will you be buying?
Okay.
Because I don't
so
think it's going to be Star Wars this year.
I think
was gonna say
Star
Star
Wars
Wars.
is a good bang for your buck, though.
I don't think so.
No, why
Because
not?
I think after 10 hours, and I am a Star Wars fan, I am seeing the movie when it comes out December. But I feel, and a lot of reviewers are saying this as well, it dies down as you play. Like, after 10 hours, you've seen everything. You have 9 modes, only 9 multiplayer modes. There's no single player, it's just those modes. And apart from Walker Assault, which was in the beta, which is by far the best multiplayer map, I mean, you have the fighter squadron where you're
What
up in the
about-
ships.
Can I say that I called it?
What?
Can I say that I called it?
What did you call
That a
it?
game with just multiplayer wasn't going to cut it?
Oh, I agree. I mean, it's good. It's something where, and I could say it right now in confidence, you play it and then you trade it. That's how it is. Once you get a little feel, you got the music and everything, everything's there. You have the Star Wars lore. But, you know, the coolest thing is, I think it's called Heroes vs. Villains, where you're Luke in the Empire, and you just go, it's like toys coming alive.
Gotcha.
But for a shooter, it's not what's going to keep people around. What's going to keep people around, I feel, is going to be either Halo 5 Guardians or Call of Duty Black Ops 3.
I'm tired of hearing about Call of Duty.
The Call of Duty Black Ops 3 multiplayer, and just the multiplayer, you'll see why, but just the multiplayer has been fantastic. I have enjoyed
it's
every
always
moment.
that's Call of Duty selling grace. I mean, when we had the conversation about Call of Duty, it was always well, it's not a campaign game; it's a multiplayer game.
Yep.
And the whole point of the yearly release is just to renew your subscription to that online multiplayer. Basically, that's all you're doing.
I was gonna say Halo 5.
I mean, Halo 5, yes. If you're looking for something that has a lot more lore in it, a lot more story in it, and a lot more intricacies. Is that the right word?
Intricities?
I don't even think that's a word.
I don't know how to say it. But
It's got those
it's
things
got
to
it's
keep
got
you
little things and little nods to a lot of stuff. If you are a fan of Halo, and if you're not a fan of Halo, I think for me the Halo 5 is gonna be the one that is most bang for your buck. Guardians, just cause you get that co-op play even when you're in your single player mode. You know what I'm saying? You get that team feel even when you're in your single player mode. And on online, I mean, they just kind of practically invented online, so they have to do it well.
I mean, also, because we're running a little bit long on this.
That's all right. It's the holidays.
I think a sleeper hit that was great, and we played a little bit of it Until Dawn.
Until Dawn, yes,
Yep.
absolutely. If you are in the mood for something that is horrifying, and you are over the age of 18, you should play Until Dawn. It's got Jaden Penitentiary, you know, the cheerleader from Heroes, and a couple of other people are actually in it. I don't remember their names, but there are a couple of other famous people that they modeled inside of the game, just like Halo 5, actually.
Yep.
Halo 5 has a lot of famous...
Buck.
Yeah, Buck.
The guy who plays Buck. I think he's the guy from
The guy who
Castle,
plays
probably.
Buck, the guy who plays Spartan Lock is also famous. I think everybody's actually going that route where they're putting famous people
Yeah, they
inside
need
their
to have
games.
that.
What
Yeah.
was that zombie game you guys played a couple months ago? I can't think of it.
Dying
Oh,
Light.
Dying Light.
Thank you.
Dying
I was
Light.
recommending that because I
would-
picked
yes.
that up finally.
That's
so.
a good. I would say that's a good.
I would say so because it again it's got that open world, so automatically it's got a dense game system where you can play a lot of things and you can do a lot of different things.
Oh, I absolutely agree. Also, what some other great things that came out for me, I would have to say, is besides Until Dawn, I mean Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider.
I've been in love with Tomb Raider.
Rise of the Tomb Raider. You're talking about?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It took everything from the previous and just 10 times more. Yeah, and we've had this argument where we have at a stalemate.
I just feel gypped whenever a developer releases it on a previous gen and a current gen. I just feel that way.
It's interesting because one of the guests on the show, Joe, that comes on many times, he went to the midnight release of Fallout. Fallout.
Yeah.
Supposed to be big.
Supposed to be.
He was the only one to get Fallout there.
Really?
Everybody else there, and he said there was about 80 to 100 people. Everybody was there to get Tomb Raider.
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
So that should tell you something right there.
Looks like I ate my words on that one.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I feel like Fallout is going to be big. I mean, I know a lot of people are playing Fallout. So
It's in between. People
Yeah.
either love it or they hate it, I've been seeing.
well, that's the same thing with Elder Scrolls. It's
Of
always
course.
been a love-hate relationship. You know, either you love the game or you hate wasting all that time playing the game.
All right. Jay, do you like to party?
Yeah, why?
What a great party game is Guitar Hero Live.
Yeah.
I actually played it.
Did you?
Today.
How was it?
I actually played it. And I was loving it. Just because not only, besides playing the guitar, it comes with a microphone. So you can actually sing as well. And the track list is actually very impressive.
Did you break the microphone?
No. Actually, Eric sang.
Oh, so
tried to sing.
he broke the microphone. Did he finally figure out how to turn on
That's
his
why I went over.
Wait, so you went over there? How long? That's been like 3 weeks since
No,
you
he figured it out.
Oh, he figured it out. Okay,
But
thank God.
I went over to make sure. But no, it's got the 6 buttons, 3 on top, 3 on bottom. And at first, I kind of sucked at the song I was playing. And then once I got the hang of it, I was like, all right, it's like riding a bike. You know, and he would sing, and then I would play, and then he would play, and I would sing.
Gotcha.
It's a nice party game where you're like, hey, I just got a 98 on Good Charlotte's The Anthem. Let me see if you can top that. Oh, well, I just played Fallout Boy. I got this score. Oh, let me see if I can top that. And it's just that ever-engagingness. And I feel like, and everything it is, the live aspect where you see everybody live and your
Yeah.
band, it adds such more of a...
Can you imagine
Atmosphere?
that in the Oculus?
Oh, absolutely.
That's
Oh my
got to be
God,
phenomenal
That's
in the Oculus.
nasty.
Fun point, somebody did actually create a VR system for Fallout 4.
Wow.
So now you can play Fallout 4 in VR, but I think it's only on the PC. So
Point to you,
take
PC.
a look out there, because if you have somebody that is an avid gamer, there is a release for somebody to play Fallout 4 on the PC in VR mode.
That's filthy.
So that's actually gonna be that's gonna be fun. I could imagine, just the scare value in that.
Now, we're going on a trip. We're going in the plane. We're flying somewhere.
Where are we flying?
We have our handheld console. What should we get for that handheld console?
Actually, I was gonna wait until we do the what's coming out this week to talk about that. But I don't really have any handhelds. I don't play handhelds too much.
Say it because I know you're waiting to say it.
Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3DS. If you got a weekend to kill, we get that game.
What about the Triforce Heroes?
I didn't get it yet.
You didn't get it yet?
I'm a little busy. I got a backlog. So, but if I heard it good, it's supposed to be a lot of
Everybody
fun.
has a backlog.
Yeah, everybody
about
has a
now.
backlog. I have. Look at my backlog. The camera sits on my backlog.
Oh yeah.
Oh, how is Bloodborne going?
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
But I would say, do get the new. Do get the new 3DS XL because the little modifications they made to the new one. It's really cool. You actually get to play the new Xenoblade Chronicles 3DS is actually on that, which I was a huge fan of the Wii game. It looks way more beautiful on the 3DS than it does on the Wii. So definitely get that out. Oh shit! Thank you for reminding me. Xenoblade Chronicles X comes out soon. Definitely get that game. It comes out, I think, next month, possibly. I gotta look it up.
And what I'm excited most
Which
about...
is for Wii U, which is gonna be fucking awesome.
What I'm most excited about is on January, I think 23rd, if I'm correct, the 3DS Paper Mario and
Oh, Mario and Luigi.
Paper Jam.
Mario and
right?
Luigi Superstar. Mario and Luigi Paper Jam. I don't need that.
Comes out. It comes out in January. So if you need to get a 3DS, I recommend that. It looks absolutely fantastic.
What about the Vita? Anything good on the Vita?
Fallout 4.
Fallout
January-
4 plays on the Vita?
January 22nd. You were right.
Yeah, definitely get that if you didn't get a Vita. It looks absolutely fun, and then you have all that backlog to go. The 3DS is going out, but you have a great category with the 3DS and the 2D and the DS. Now, when it comes to Vita,
I don't think there's really much on there. I mean, there was that one game that we did see during E3. I think it's also released on the Vita. I can't remember what it was called. You have it.
I would say Escape
No.
Plan.
Escape Plan? Escape Plan was good.
Because the nice thing is it cross-buy with PS4, Vita. So if you have it for PS4, get it for Vita. I mean, it was I love that game, and I can't remember not. It was just something where I'm like, I'm going to spend the $15 and see how it goes, and I enjoyed it. And just to see Play Dead have that counter of how many times you died on their stomachs, just that atmosphere and everything. Definitely check that out for the Vita. I mean, and then you just have classic Vita games that you have to play. I mean, the best thing also about getting a Vita is the free games a month.
Yes.
Yep.
It's the more it's the
Yes.
PlayStation.
Actually, I would say that's probably the greatest thing about, like, by far,
Yep.
is that all your free PlayStation games that you get are instantly cross buys if they're available.
Yep.
And you can put them on your Vita.
And the interesting part of that, the Vita is also going away, of course.
Of course it is.
It's gonna.
But it also has some great games on it. You have the Uncharted Golden Abyss. You have some of these great games that you can go through the catalog and just enjoy.
Wasn't there a
it.
couple of God of War games on the Vita, or was
Yeah,
that the
yeah.
PSP?
No, that was the PSP.
Okay.
But I'm more than certain that you could still get them on the Vita if you go through the PlayStation Network.
And plus, you have that remote play, which is
Yeah.
great.
Yep.
I remember that I was watching a video where the guy was watching a Nintendo Direct and playing Fallout on his Vita. What a world we live in, right?
Yeah.
You're watching Nintendo Direct.
I'm playing Fallout on his Vita because I guess his television was occupied with Nintendo Direct.
Wait, who did this?
Some guy. He was watching a video.
Oh, the guy doing that. Okay.
Yeah.
Pay attention. It's okay.
No, you confused me. I thought you said on Nintendo Direct, the guy was playing a Vita. I was like, what? But okay.
Tell me, Metal Gear Solid, it's not a good game to get?
Definitely, it's a good game to get.
Metal Gear Solid is a confusing game to get. On the one hand, I want to tell you to buy it because I'm a fanboy. On the other hand, there's a lot that is left open where there's a lot of tactics in Afghanistan. When you play the game, you start off in Afghanistan for obvious reasons because it's a very political area to start off in. So obviously they started you off there. But there's a lot of places in Afghanistan that you really can't go, and it streamlines this open world feel. Now once you get to Africa, everything kind of opens up a lot more because you're in a plain, so you're not dealing with a lot of mountains and a lot of mountain ranges. The problem with it is that they included this feature where you can climb walls and you can go rock climbing, but they don't utilize it enough in that beginning. So the beginning of the game gets very bland, very boring, very quickly. But it's like the beginning of any game, right? When you're in an open world game, a lot of times the beginning, you have to suffer through the beginning in order to power yourself up so that then you can get to the fun part. And Africa is the fun part. And the difficulty in me suggesting Metal Gear Solid as a holiday game is that Metal Gear Solid is already a very slow-paced game. So when you take it into open world and you keep that slow pace of sneaking and hiding, it drags. It really does drag. So I warn you at caution if you're going to buy that for somebody to make sure that they are a Metal Gear Solid fan and not just a kind of Metal Gear Solid fan. I'm talking about like a fanboy of Metal Gear Solid, like me and Jeremy. We're both fanboys, so we both enjoy the game, and we can understand how fun these little interesting concepts are, and we can even understand some of the throws that Hideo Kojima put in the game to throw to other titles, which are pretty cool. They're actually pretty cool. I couldn't imagine when I first saw the Jehudi.
Oh my god,
I was like, fucking crying. I was like, that is the best throwback I have ever seen.
I was like, good. I put the controller down and I'm just like,
yes, I was like, absolutely,
well
yes,
done.
Jehudi, of course. There's a Jehudi arm mod that teleports an enemy to you, and you can like do whatever you want to. You can interrogate them. But Jet Hudi is a character from one of Hideo Kojima's other games.
Yep.
And it's fucking phenomenal that they included it. And the design in that was just phenomenal. That's why I warn against getting Metal Gear Solid. Just because it's really meant for the fanboys. It's really meant for the fanboys. And the other downside is microtransactions. Metal Gear Solid has microtransactions. And I cannot believe that they went that way. And I feel like them putting in microtransactions might be the reason why Hideo Kojima and Konami had a falling out.
Could be.
I feel like that. I feel like that might be, because that's a very business-esque tactic. And I don't think Hideo Kojima is a businessman in that regard. He knows how to make a game and he knows how to sell a game, but he's not money grubbing like the executives at Konami might be. So that really irritated. I can imagine that really irritated him, that somebody put in microtransactions behind. I could imagine that happened behind his back.
That's why if you play Splatoon, you get the free updates all the time, no charge.
Well,
I think.
let me tell you something. Jose emailed us here at improvgaming@gmail.com, just like you can, and said, "Hey guys, I just got an Xbox One. I have my Halo and I picked up Tomb Raider. I'm looking into getting some Metal Gear to get some replayability and some denseness. What would you guys recommend?" And PC, bro.
For Xbox?
Yes.
Backwards compatibility and the Rare 30 for 30.
Yep, I was about to say rare replay. You can't.
Now
go
we're
wrong,
even,
Jose.
motherfucker.
Yep, you can't.
I mean,
go wrong with
classic
that.
games. You got
Classic
Perfect
games.
Dark.
And you got 30 of them.
Battletoads, Banjo-Kazooie.
Banjo-Kazooie you can spend hours on.
Yep.
Yeah.
With just collecting everything. I mean,
That's why I
definitely-
like it better than Woolly World. Sorry,
Now,
guys.
is it the original Perfect Dark?
Yes,
Okay,
and
so that's
Perfect
great.
Dark Zero.
And Perfect
which
Dark
is not
Zero,
as good.
which is not as good, but
But the
Perfect
original
Dark
is
Did
there.
they
a
update,
great
did
game.
they update the graphics, or is it actually like the
No, just as it is.
Nice.
wow?
But you know what?
that
It's
is
just that
fucking
classic.
awesome.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
fucking awesome.
And it's a
Yeah.
great way for you to introduce maybe your younger siblings or children or whoever, nephews or nieces or whatever, to the old games that we used to play.
I'm actually glad they did that because when they put out Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, they updated everything and it looks like shit.
Yep.
That's why, yeah, because they have the original on there, which still, it's kind of weird switching from a 64 controller to an Xbox controller, but
Yep. Well, I think that just about does it for our holiday buyer's guide.
for all
Well,
you gamers
Do
out
you
there,
have something else?
Yes.
What do
we
you have?
actually have an argument.
What's
and
the
it's
argument?
directed towards you.
Oh, God. Uh-oh. Here we go. Please.
Christian emailed us at improvgamers@gmail.com and said, "Hey guys, I just picked up Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
yep, he did.
After playing Assassin's Creed Unity, I was disappointed. I hated it. I didn't want to come back to the series. And then I wanted to give Syndicate one more chance. And boy, has it delivered. Do you think that Nick will give it another chance? Nick, what the world wants to know.
I don't think I'm going to give Syndicate a chance. If a friend has it, I will play it, but I am not going to go out of my way to make a purchase on that. Ubisoft, however you want to pronounce it, has ruined Assassin's Creed for me. I'm sorry, but I said it. Unity was the last straw, and it was the last chance I was giving them for a great title to come back to where it once was. But I am not putting my stamp on Syndicate, and I'm not going to even attempt to put my stamp on Syndicate.
Unless it's for $1 in a bargain bin. Nail in the coffin.
Unless you guys send it to me for fucking free. And I am dead bored of playing everything on my backlog. I will not play Syndicate.
Well, if you guys want, you can always contact us at improvgamers@gmail.com, and you can always send us donations if you want. Games, Delnova codes. We take those too. Hit us up.
Okay. Alright. So that was
Last question, you gentlemen.
way to whore us out.
Why did YouTube channels do that, actually? Me.
What game they have to play this year? What is the game they have to play this year, right now? Right into the camera.
Arkham Knight. What else?
What game do they have to play right
Fallout
now?
4.
What game do they have to play, Pete? I'm going to tell you, Pete.
Witcher.
Tomb Raider.
Bullshit.
Ooh.
Really?
Yep. I'm not done with Tomb Raider, but I think it's going to clash my game of the year.
No, it's not.
Oh.
It's not.
We'll see. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, tomorrow I'm doing a special live stream of the final episode of the Telltale Game of Thrones. Very excited.
Winter is coming.
Winter's coming. Final
We've been
episode.
coming for years.
So make sure, if you don't want to know what it's about, don't watch it. It's episode 6. It's the finale. Doing a live Twitch Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you check that out. Where I'm going to be pissing off my decisions because I think I made the wrong decision of episode 5. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, you know.
Be sure to subscribe to us and like the video. And make sure to hit the notification button. That way you can get all of our latest content as soon as we upload it. And
You can also check us out on Instagram and Twitter, which is at improv_gaming. You can also like us on Facebook, which is Improv Gaming. Space between the two words.
Also, Twitch at IPGJBird, Improv Cot, and Improv Cat, where the Game of Thrones will be live streamed from, both with K's.
both with K's.
And a J.
And a J. And make sure to follow us on Twitter. Right? We've got Improv Pete, at ProfCot, and at
Jimmy Poison 450.
Oh yeah.
And as always, game on. That she can come over and we'll get some food and
Like all together?
I don't know. I'll ask her if she's hungry.
I get to meet Mrs. Nick?
Yes.
Well, not Mrs. Nick. You know.